Viracocha, the creator god. In the beginning, there was nothing but darkness and emptiness. There was no world, no sky, and no living being. In this endless darkness, a powerful and mysterious being named Viracocha slept. One day, Viracocha awoke and looked around. He was tired of the darkness and emptiness. With great power, he stretched out his arms and said, "Let it be," and immediately, everything began to form. The darkness dissipated and was replaced by a bright light. Viracocha shaped the sky with his hands and created the sun, moon, and stars. This is how night and day, seasons, and the concept of time came into being. Then, he created the earth. He shaped the land, formed the seas, and raised the mountains. The earth was now ready for life. Viracocha created humans from the earth. He taught them to speak, walk, and think. He also gave them the necessary skills to survive by teaching them agriculture and crafts. At first, humans obeyed Viracocha's teaching. However, over time, they became arrogant and began to defy the gods. Viracocha was saddened by their behavior and decided to punish them. He sent a great flood and covered the world with water. Only a few people survived in a boat that Viracocha had told them to build. After the flood, Viracocha left the world. However, he promised the humans that he would return one day. As he left, he told them to never forget him and to always respect him. Aymara's plea. Aymara, a young girl living in a small village nestled in the cool Andean winds, had an unwavering faith in the fertility of the land and the power of Pachamama, the Earth Mother. Every dawn, she would go to her field, caress the soil, and whisper prayers of gratitude. However, that year, the rains had been scarce, the land parched, and the crops began to wither. The village elder, a shaman, claimed that they had angered Pachamama, and that was why the land was punishing them. The entire village began to prepare for a grand ceremony to appease Pachamama. Aymara carefully prepared her offerings for the ceremony. She placed her finest corn cobs, tastiest potatoes, and most vibrant flowers in the basket. On the day of the ceremony, the villagers ascended to the highest point of the hill. The shaman began a rhythmic dance, beating his drum. The others joined him, raising their voices to Pachamama. Aymara closed her eyes and prayed, "Oh, Pachamama, merciful mother, our lands are dry, our crops are withering. If we have angered you, please forgive us. Bless us once more with your fertility, so that we may have enough to eat and our children may grow up happily." As she prayed, Aymara's heart filled with love. When she opened her eyes, she saw a large cloud in the sky. The cloud grew larger and larger, and soon rain began to fall with thunder. The rain revived the parched land. Aymara and the other villagers cheered and joined the rain. From that day forward, the villagers became even more respectful of Pachamama. In their annual ceremonies, they remembered that everything they received from the land had a price, and they understood the importance of living in harmony with nature. Aymara continued to work in her field, grateful for the blessings Pachamama had bestowed upon her. A Tale of the Serpent Messenger. In Inca cosmology, Viracocha is revered as the creator god. Legends tell of how Viracocha, after creating the world and humanity, ascended to the heavens and began to observe humanity from afar. Witnessing both the good and evil deeds of humankind, Viracocha decided to send a messenger to guide them. The chosen messenger was a serpent, a creature that could traverse between the heavens and the earth, symbolizing wisdom. In the Inca language, this serpent was known as Amaru. Viracocha tasked Amaru with teaching humans the fundamental skills of agriculture, construction, and weaving. Moreover, Amaru was instructed to teach humanity the virtues of morality, respect for one another, and the importance of preserving nature. Amaru descended to earth and visited various tribes, imparting Viracocha's message. The people were amazed by Amaru's wisdom and embraced his teaching. Amaru revealed to them the secrets of the heavens, explaining the movements of the stars and the changing seasons. He also demonstrated how to use plants for healing. However, as time passed, some people forgot Amaru's teachings and began to use them for their own selfish gain. Sorrowful at this sight, Viracocha called Amaru back to the heavens. As Amaru ascended, he gave one final reminder to humanity to be good. Apu Apu's lost daughter, Ailu, a young woman from a small village nestled at the foot of the Andes Mountains, always remembered her father Apu Apu's teachings. She respected nature and offered sacrifices to the spirits of her ancestors. However, when the village's most beautiful girl, Aymara, suddenly fell ill and passed away, the entire village was plunged into mourning. Apu Apu knew that his daughter's spirit was in the hands of Supai, the lord of the underworld. Supai was the god of both death and rebirth. Aymara, being a skilled hunter and craftswoman, had caught Supai's eye. Supai had invited Aymara's spirit to join him in his underworld kingdom. Apu Apu embarked on a long journey to retrieve his daughter's spirit. Passing through the dark and dangerous passages of the underworld, he reached Supai's palace. Supai, upon seeing Apu Apu, was reluctant to return Aymara's spirit. A long and arduous negotiation began between the two gods. Apu Apu pleaded with Supai, explaining that his daughter had unfinished business in the world and that she was needed by her family in the village. Moved by Apu Apu's sincerity, Supai agreed to return Aymara's spirit. However, he had a condition. Apu Apu would give him a piece of gold from the underworld. Apu Apu took a piece of gold from the underworld and returned with his daughter's spirit. Aymara was revived and returned to her village. However, after this experience, Aymara became a special figure in the village. She knew the secrets of the underworld and told stories about it to the people. She healed the sick and prayed for the prosperity of the village. Apu Apu, with the gold given to him by Supai, built a new temple in his village and held an annual festival in memory of his daughter. In this festival, they paid respect to Supai, the lord of the underworld, and emphasized the importance of rebirth. The cry of Apu al Sangate. Apu al Sangate, with its snow-capped peak reaching towards the sky, was a sacred mountain for the Inca people, located northeast of Cusco. Manco, a young shepherd who lived at the foot of this mountain, grew up admiring Apu al Sangate and believed in its mysterious powers. One day, Manco heard an unusual sound. It seemed like the cry of Apu al Sangate. The village's elderly shaman told Manco that Apu al Sangate was ill and that the mountain's heart was dark. The shaman said a special ceremony needed to be performed to heal Apu al Sangate. Manco volunteered to help the shaman. The villagers climbed Apu al Sangate, offering sacrifices to the mountain and singing songs. As Manco climbed, he tried to connect with the spirit of the mountain. When he reached the summit, he saw a bright light shining on the glaciers at the top of Apu al Sangate. It was as if the light were illuminating the darkness in the mountain's heart. As Manco approached the glaciers, a strong wind blew and knocked him to the ground. When he opened his eyes, he found himself in a cave. The walls of the cave were covered with paintings depicting the history and mythology of the Inca. Deep within the cave, he encountered the spirit of Apu al Sangate. Apu al Sangate told Manco that humanity had lost respect for nature, and that was why he was ill. Manco asked Apu al Sangate what he could do to help people value the mountains and nature more. Apu al Sangate told Manco to return to his village and tell the people about the importance of the mountain and to work to protect nature. Manco returned to his village and delivered Apu al Sangate's message to the people. The villagers listened to Manco's words and began to work to protect nature. After a while, Apu al Sangate's illness healed, and the mountain regained its former glory. Manco became a hero of the village thanks to Apu al Sangate's trust and dedicated his entire life protecting nature.